Us on the phone line. Malavika, your government, the Karnataka government's decision and your vision of and your definition of uniformity inside classrooms is what is more or less being upheld by the Karnataka High Court, saying that CDC guidelines, which says no religious symbols allowed inside classrooms, including saffron shawls, hijab or anything else for that matter, will not be allowed. It's plain and simple uniformity that's prescribed by that institution only. How do you look at this verdict?
No, I welcome the verdict, and it's a vindication of the government's position right from the beginning that girls will be allowed to wear hijab right up until the campus, but not inside the classroom, because once they enter the classroom, it's important that uniformity is more important than religious identity, and the court has held just that. One, that it's not an essential part of Islam. Two, that it is part of the reasonable restrictions that are permitted under the Constitution. Three, that the government was indeed empowered to issue that impugned order that was questioned by the petitioners. And four, all of the writs were rejected and hence disposed by the Honorable High Court of Karnataka. We are indeed thankful to the High Court for having vindicated our position. Now we urge all the students to please go back to class, to please write their exams and continue with their education and not get caught in this, politics of religion, which they have been essentially instigated by some vested interests.
You know, Malavika, like you rightly said, this has become a vicious political debate, and this is expected to rage on. It has come as a massive setback to thousands of those students. In fact, it started with 6 students, 6 girls pushing for hijab, and they seem to have got support from many students across Karnataka wearing the hijab, wanting to wear the hijab even inside classrooms. It was not like the practice wasn't allowed in the past. Many institutions allowed for it. But now with this verdict, it appears that those institutions that even allowed for hijab inside classrooms might hesitate. Any word of advice or any direction that you would want to give to those institutions that maybe earlier allowed for it?
I don't know. I think if they're indeed allowed, then perhaps status quo should be maintained. However, if they reconsider based on this decision, then it's entirely the right of the College Development Council. What I'd like to tell you as a woman to woman, is if you ask me, I am at the other end of the spectrum. Uniform should be gender neutral. Uniform should be the same for all. Why a separate uniform for girls with a dupatta and all that? Why trousers and shirts for boys? Everyone should wear the same uniform. Uniform should be devoid of any kind of identity, religious also. If you ask me, it should be gender neutral. And I hope that's the future.
Well, we really hope that rules and regulations are followed. This is, of course, now the Karnataka High Court taking up the matter, deliberating extensively on whether hijab is an essential practice in Islam or not, because that's where the discussion and the debate boiled down to. And after much of those deliberations here, the Karnataka High Court really says that hijab is not an essential practice in Islam. This comes as a big blow to many of those students that pushed, saying that hijab is indeed an essential practice in Islam. Now for them to approach the Supreme Court, there needs to be a rework in their petition, their appeal and their stance as well, because here in the Karnataka High Court, they did not find